And welcome back to episode 127 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm, built like a referee. King.
Hey, you know what, nigga? Hey, I just want to say, man, fuck you and Blue.
I'm going to keep jabbing at you till you get that gym membership.
Man, he said he didn't got fat or some shit. I said, no, this motherfucker didn't. No, this motherfucker didn't.
That's what that married life do to you, baby. Y'all motherfuckers get too comfortable.
It was that pandemic, too. I ain't gonna lie.
That pandemic did a lot of niggas dirty.
Didn't it?
I lost weight in the pandemic.
Well, you built different. That's why. You know, you're disciplined when it comes to the eating. You know, a lot of us aren't disciplined like you. You know,
I don't know if I would call myself disciplined when it comes to the eating, because I definitely didn't eat the best, but I didn't eat often.
Not exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know me, I'll kids with the, you know.
Right. You gotta go reach in there to get something for the kids, so you get something for yourself too, right? Right.
like back to our Rice Krispie treats. Remember our big box?
I used to love the Rice Krispie treats. Well, that was one of my vices.
You know, but yeah, I know. Obviously, it's all around sports.
Mm-hmm.
Where we starting at, Cliff? What we got? I know you got something. Where we starting at?
Of course. I mean, I kind of guess we might as well jump right into it. The whole Colin Kaepernick situation completes a workout with the Las Vegas Raiders. Clearly we know that's for a backup position, which I don't think he could get too much more than at the moment. Anywhere that he would be going. I do think, honestly, as much as people try to question if he has the talent to, I think the Raiders should pick him up. And the only reason why I say so is because we all know how they used their backup QB from last year with Marcus Mariota. It's a short down, mobile situation. I don't think you saw Marcus Mariota throw more than 3 passes all year. So I don't really see them using Kaepernick any different, unless Carr goes out with injury or something like that. Cap's just going to be the short down guy to come in and get you a few yards with his legs. Maybe run him like a screen option if he gets in trouble.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't think that he would be bad for a position like that. I actually think that fits him, at least for him to get a few reps in the league again since he's been out for so long, to get his rhythm back.
The only concern I have with Kaepernick, so I have pros and cons. I guess the pros is like he definitely looks in shape. Like from what we always hear, he looks good.
Right.
Doing workouts and all, things like that. So I'm not concerned from like a physical standpoint with him being in shape and stuff like that. My concern is you're not playing against any defenses. You're not doing contact. You haven't played the game in so long. What is that on the field actual action look like, basically?
Right. That's a good point. I mean? That's a good question.
And I'll be honest, like some of this content I was able to get from other people's perspective. So to give you an example, like Friday when I was working, I had on the TV in the background, First Take playing Undisputed. So I got to hear the other people talk. And right. Shannon Sharp had said that. He said the same thing I just said. He said, well, what does this look like? We know what that looks like. The passes.
Well, see, I don't know. I don't think it's any different than your rookie situation. I don't think it's any different than looking at a rookie in pro day. Because the bottom line is Kaepernick isn't coming out of college. That man in his NFL career made it to the highest. He made it to the top of the mountain. He didn't quite get to plant his flag in winning that Super Bowl. But, I mean, we all know he had the momentum going into halftime, and there was definitely that power outage for a good half an hour that slowed him down.
Right. Well,
I'm not saying he would have or should have won that game. I'm just saying that there were some weird things that happened in that game that kind of made me think the Ravens are supposed to win it. But beyond that, if you have a quarterback that can get you there once, I'm not saying that the Raiders would be leaning on him to get them there again. But what I am saying is, if Kaep was to play 14 out of 17 games this year, I probably have just as much faith that he'd get us there as Carr. I just don't think Carr's going to get us there. I don't care what weapons you put around him. At the end of the day, he's still himself.
Right. Well, like I said, I mean, I'd love to see Kaepernick play, even if it's a backup. And I don't think it hurts to put him on your team, at least see how he does through a preseason. But like I said, well, when you mentioned the rookie kind of comparison, at least on the rookies, like we have recent tape of them in contact situations and games.
That's the only thing you can say is you have recent tape. You have recent tape on them, but I feel like as many quarterbacks as we see come into the league and end up turning out to be absolutely nothing.
Right.
It's not that big of a gamble when a man had taken a team to the Super Bowl.
Right.
He hasn't taken a lot of punishment. He's not injury prone. He's still in shape.
Right.
Clearly, from what I've heard about the pro day, he still has a good arm. So what's the issue? I get it. But how can you hang it up on that excuse of, well, we haven't seen him recently out there? So, if he's checking all your boxes, you can't use that as something to hold him back. So give him a shot.
Yeah, I think he definitely should get a shot, but like we said, we know these NFL owners, and that's what they were talking about. We know the majority of the owners and how they are, what's their bottom line? Are they going to lose money? Are they going to get their spot lose their spot at the rich golf club that they go to, or whatever it is?
Right. I know exactly what you said.
Your friends look at them sideways.
Right.
They're not coming over to dinner parties no more.
If the Raiders don't pick him up, I don't see no team picking him up, honestly.
Right, because that's his best chance from what it sounds like.
Yeah. The Davis family has always been known for doing their own thing. You know, like they don't necessarily go with the current of the NFL. So I feel like if anybody's going to pick him up, it would be the Raiders. If the Raiders don't, I don't think that you may see him have a workout with one or two more teams, but he ain't going to get the job there, in my opinion. Especially the way things have been going. And I swear they just using that recent activity as a reason to not give a motherfucker a shot. Like, well, he hadn't been active. So what?
Right.
So what? You're still taking a bigger gamble on a rookie quarterback than you would be on a man like that because he's been there.
Michael Vick was out for some years and he got a shot. He
came back and didn't do bad.
No, he didn't.
In Pittsburgh, he didn't do the best.
In Philly, when he came back, he came to us.
Right, he did good in Philly, but in Pittsburgh, he didn't do the best.
Or New York, he went to New York after Philly, I believe. It was New York and then Pittsburgh after Philly, I believe.
He might be right there.
Yeah, he didn't do good in either. But the whole point was, like we said, he had some time away from the game. He still looked good. They gave him a chance. Again, give the man a chance.
Right, that's all I'm saying. It's a bigger risk on a rookie quarterback, in my opinion, than it is Colin Kaepernick. And I'm not saying like one of your top tier rookie quarterbacks by no means, but we also I don't think we have any coming out in this draft.
No,
I don't think Kenny Pickett is a top tier quarterback. He's a good quarterback, even though you came out of Pitt. We had that discussion. But I don't know if you're top tier. So it's just as big of a gamble for anybody going with a rookie than him. Only difference is, like I said, we know he doesn't have as much in the tank as these rookies do because he's getting older. But the fact that he hadn't taken punishment, them is all pluses in my book, man. I don't care what nobody says. He's a mobile quarterback who has not been out due to injury. You don't see that. You just don't see that.
Don't.
So why not give him a shot for that alone? But here nor there, it's up to the powers that be, and we know how they be. So we'll see how that works out. But moving on, we'll move on to your team just to knock out the low-hanging fruit. I know we ain't been on last weekend, so since then y'all picked up James Bradberry with the Eagles. New York Giants Pro Bowl cornerback signs a 1-year $10 million with the Eagles. How do you feel about this pick for y'all?
I feel like it definitely helps. Sounds like it doesn't hurt. Sounds like he's a decent, cornerback. I think it'll help with Darius Slay. Darius Slay. But again, it's still not enough when it comes to the safeties in the secondary. You need somebody over the top. So we'll see how it goes. But I still don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, man, that's my exact critique. Is I definitely like the pickup to put somebody dangerous on the opposite side of Darius, but at the same time, I feel like more than anything, y'all need a good free safety. I mean, y'all could use both safeties, to be honest, but the free safety spot is what I'd be looking to fill if I was in Philly.
Yeah, need to ASAP.
Right, immediately. That would be the first thing on my radar is that free safety spot. But if somebody like that comes across, I think you would be kind of dumb not to take it. So, I mean, I think it's a good move for Philly. I'm not mad at the pick. I just hope that they have plans of filling that safety spot and not thinking that he's going to be enough.
And it's like, why didn't we get the Honey Badger when he was still available?
I was wondering that, man. That seemed like that would have been a perfect fit.
Right. So, like I said, I think that was good, but I definitely feel like we need more on defense, especially in the secondary.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the Matthew would have been a perfect fit there, man. I don't know that it's a bad fit in New Orleans, but I feel like that would have been a lot better of a fit in Philly.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I think that would have been perfect because, to me, the only safety that really, really stands out in Philly history is Brian Dawkins. They called him an X Factor. Remember, he was mean and gritty, We haven't really had a Brian Dawkins type Cliff since then as far as safeties go. them hard hitting.
Well, see, I'm not really concerned about that. That's why I said I would go with the free safety spot first because I need a ball hawk. I'm not really concerned with somebody that's going to crash the line and pick up on the rushes and shit. I need somebody that's going to back up, the weak side and go for them passes, them set up plays that come his way.
Right.
I'm trying to think of who all's available. I don't know of any big names at the moment that are still available at that position.
Let me take a look. I can double check for us real quick. Available.
But I do think the Eagles are on a come up. Right now in this position, coming into, pregame practices and all that, I think you need to focus on your defense. And right now, if I was in Philly's spot, I would be looking for a good middle linebacker and a good free safety.
Man, need something. So Odell Beckham is still out.
Safeties though, not.
I'm just kind of as far as big names go. I was just kind of, safeties. I don't really see. I'm looking at this list.
None come to mind.
Somebody named Landon Collins is a free agent. That's a safety. I don't know much about him though. He played for Washington.
Okay, no, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, so I don't see
nobody that would stand out on
besides.
Right
now, it says Jason McCourty is a free agent. It says he was last the safety for Miami. That might be, I don't know, but yeah, I don't see anybody really like.
I mean, as far as availability,
Tart, he played for the 49ers. He's a safety. He's supposed to be, free agent.
That's not a bad pick.
Right. Like we said, either way, Cliff, this should have been a old boy. Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't understand. I mean, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. They may have offered him something.
He's from there, though.
Right. That's what I was about to say.
A lot of people are going home. I seen that in the Hit the Showers podcast chat that we have. Somebody said that, like, a lot of people are going home. Yeah, a lot of people are going home this season.
Got a monkey in there?
Man. Something like that.
He was on his chimpanzee for a second, wasn't he?
Boy.
He all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
And he hyped up on water, Capri Sun. Shit. But no, my bad. So anyways, they that would have been a better pick. But neither here nor there. Hopefully we can find something later in the year, maybe a trade or through the draft next year. Who knows?
Nah, I think y'all need it this year, man. I think y'all got a good push. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know everybody's scared of the big bad AFC, but at the same time, y'all are looking like the big dogs on your side of the fence at the moment. I feel like with the pickups that y'all made in the draft and the offseason, y'all have taken the Cowboys' place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it almost, in my opinion, guarantees y'all an NFC playoff spot. Don't know what y'all do with it, of course. But if you know that you can make it that far just off of the other people's moves, I don't understand why I'm not asking anybody to go all in, but you should be willing to make some loose decisions. And what I mean by loose decisions is, pick up those motherfuckers that are out there that are the good picks, like the Matthews and speak to them first.
Mm-hmm.
You have to proactively go after these motherfuckers, otherwise they're not coming to Philly. Like, right. Philly is a spot right now that's on the turnaround. So I would imagine for certain players that has to be pitched to them in a certain way for them to understand, like, oh, y'all are making moves. I ain't really been paying attention like that, but I do see what you're doing.
Right.
Otherwise, nobody's interested in Philly.
They better hit them with that city of brotherly love speech.
Yeah, it happened last time.
Right. But yeah, man, they need some more work.
Speaking of last time, Nick Foles to the Indianapolis Colts. And I want to go over that, right? Because before that was announced, there was an article last week that said Indiana Colts owner Jim Irsay says that the 2021 trade for Carson Wentz was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they then traded him to Washington. Carson Wentz responds with he thought that the trade came out of left field. You know, he wasn't expecting to be traded, and he thought he had done enough with Indiana the year prior. Now, I want to run down some stats, right? Because it's not that he did bad. We've had this conversation on the podcast before. But last year, Carson Wentz threw for 3,563 yards, 27 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 62.4% pass completion, and then 94.6 QBR. They ended with a record of 9-8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, rewind the tape. Let's jump back to 2020. Phillip Rivers, because I would imagine that to be their last great quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Their last great quarterback.
Right.
Phillip Rivers throws 4,169 yards, 24 touchdowns. That's 3 less than Wentz. 11 interceptions. That's 4 more than Wentz. On a 68% completion percentage, 97 QBR, 0.0 QBR with 11-5 record. Now, my whole thing there is I kind of attribute that to talent around as well. Because in my opinion, when I run down those stats, I rather have Wentz. Based off the stats alone, I'd rather have Wentz. On paper, you're giving me 27 passing touchdowns and 7 interceptions to 24 passing touchdowns and 11 interceptions. And somehow we had a better, not we, as in I'm a fan, but somehow Indy had a better season with Rivers than Wentz. Nothing else stood out. He did nothing else. Like he beat him a little less than 700 passing yards. He had a little less than 700 more passing yards and a better record. Pass percentage was 6% better. QBR was 2.4% better. Like the stats are too comparable, and when I think of the touchdown to interception ratio, I lean more with Wentz. I understand who Phillip Rivers is, and you know his experience definitely may have played a part in some of that record, but I also feel like talent around plays a fact as well.
Well, what was the difference in talent? Because they basically had this.
I'm trying to think of who all they lost.
The team didn't change too much, I thought, from that switch. They still had Jonathan Taylor.
Right? Yeah, they did.
They still had T.Y. Hilton. And, whatever other little...
Who's the two receiver? It was, when Rivers was there, it was T.Y. Hilton, and it was...
Carson Wentz, to me, basically inherited Rivers' team that he had. Let me see. Colts rosters. So...
I can't remember who I'm thinking of.
Will that be the 2020? Yeah, 2020.
2020, right.
So 2020 season, they had Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor. Oops, I didn't mean to click on this person. Yeah, I'm not really seeing, but it seems like, and then let me see.
Damn, that's the wrong one.
But what I'm gonna say while I'm looking this up is the reason why I would pick a Phillip Rivers, and the reason why, from experience, I can speak on Carson Wentz as an Eagles fan definitely, is that Carson Wentz, as we all know, lacks consistency. Last season, his numbers didn't sound too bad, what you said, and that's good for him. Like, as sad as that sounds, that's good for him. You know what I mean? Because he's not ever durable enough to even produce those kind of numbers or to have those kind of numbers because he's very injury prone. I would take here's my thing, Cliff. I'll take a guy who is consistent in a Phillip Rivers, which he's always been consistent. He never won the big game.
Consistent as far as what? What are we talking about when you say consistent?
Just number one, consistent in his numbers, consistent in his play, consistent in his team leadership and buy-in.
There we go.
Carson Wentz is not a leader in Philadelphia. That's why he lost the respect of his teammates.
There you go.
You remember, Cliff, as soon as he came to Indianapolis, old boy said, no, you cannot have my jersey number. You cannot have my jersey number.
Right. But I respect that, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you came in here and you were doing shit before. Like, you can't just come and ask for my jersey number if you're not. Like, if you're a great, you know what I'm saying, and you come in and you say, hey, Cliff, can I get you a jersey? Like, I really would. You got it, G. Like, you got it. Like,
be an honor.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for a Wentz to come in and ask for my jersey, sit the fuck down, boy. We don't even know what you got left in you, and it's your third year in the league.
Yeah, and I don't know how his teammates behind the scenes really, like, did they really fuck with Wentz? You know, again, he just never been a leader, even in Philly. Just never was that lead like that.
That was his third year, right? Because the first year was or it might have been his fourth.
Let me see.
It might have been his fourth because
Carson Wentz, Cliff, came into the league in why isn't it saying it? Come on. Pops is on here.
Yeah,
get the fuck up out of here. I'm about to play the lottery and everything as soon as I get up off here.
He's stupid. I'm glad you reminded me, actually. I was gonna play it. I was gonna play it today too, and I drove past the store.
Give me 10%. I'm only asking if you come up big.
And Cliff, you said it. I got you know you got that. I might give you 7.
7 in a quarter.
You know.
I'm trying to find it, Cliff. Let me see what year. But no, go ahead and make your point. I'm sorry that you were saying. What's up, Pops? Carson Wentz.
What's up now, man?
You in? I know it take you an hour to find the mute button.
Right.
How you doing, Pops?
I'm old, baby.
I ain't mad at you.
Hey.
I don't even remember the point I was making.
2016, round 1, pick 2. We were talking about the year, how long.
So it would have been his 5th year that he went to Indianapolis. Right. Damn, that Carson Wentz been in the league that long. That's how you know he hurt all the time.
We're literally a week apart or 8 days apart. He's 29, been in the league 7 years.
Yeah, I get it then. But at the same time, you can't hate on him on that last year.
Pop, what you think? We're talking about So here's what your son said. Your son basically had said, you know, between the comparison of stats of Carson Wentz and Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz's stats were a little bit better than Phillip Rivers, and Carson Wentz kind of got traded as a blindside to Washington. And Carson Wentz was kind of shocked about it, and Cliff was just saying, in his opinion, he would have. What would you say? Would you would have kept? Is that what you were kind of getting at?
No, I wasn't getting at that. I would have kept Carson Wentz by no means. I was just saying, so. Basically, what I was getting at is Phillip Rivers was the Indianapolis Colts' last great quarterback,
Right.
And if you're comparing his last season to Wentz's last season, he beats him out on damn near everything except for touchdowns and interceptions. Phillip Rivers threw 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Wentz threw 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And I'm saying, based on that alone, like, I feel like people were giving Phillip Rivers a little bit too much credit because of his name and what he did in San Diego and all that. But we're talking about Indianapolis right now. They haven't had a great to be down in Wentz like that after he gave them that season. Granted, you were a game above 500, but still.
I mean,
I go with the system that you put in. If you put me in the right system that's designed for me to win, I'll put it this way: if I'm a running quarterback and you put me on a throwing team, I'm going to fail.
Right.
If I'm a throwing quarterback and you put me on a running team, I'm going to fail.
Right.
But if I'm a running quarterback and you put me on a team that allows me to throw and run, I have a better chance.
So
what I'm saying is, based upon the situation, I agree with you saying on the stat wise. I give it to Wentz, but on that because of the basis of what he had. But the thing is, it's not a. I'm not good. I don't like that because it's hard for me to compare.
Right. I know
apples
what you
to
mean.
oranges. You know, I can't. You can't call me a bad apple if I'm in an orange field.
Right. Now,
So,
I guess what the point I was making is the owner, Jim Irsay, said that the 2021 trade for Carson Wentz was a mistake. And I guess that's the point I was making, that I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Okay.
The stats are comparable to your last great quarterback. So
Right.
how can you go in on Wentz like it was a mistake? You didn't really have any other options anyway. What other quarterback was coming to Philly, and now you're going in on him because he technically had a winning season?
Yeah.
You know, technically, it wasn't the best winning season, but 9-8 is a winning season.
It's a winning season. You're above 500.
Right. Now, the whole point I brought that up is because now Nick Foles is on the Colts, right? So after the owner says it was a mistake trading you, they bring in your nemesis. The guy, Nick Foles has to haunt Carson Wentz's dreams. Because every time he goes down and looks up, here comes Nick Foles.
Well, you know why I also don't give Carson Wentz any slack though too. Both Cliffords is because basically, Frank Reich, again, he worked with Carson Wentz. He knows him, and Wentz knew Reich.
Right.
So it's not like it was probably a whole lot of differences. I'm sure there was some slight differences, but I'm sure like he catered to Wentz because they know him.
You saying he ain't the only apple in the orange field in that situation.
Right.
That makes sense.
You're supposed to have chemistry, So,
right.
And once again, are y'all, so kind of going into what you're saying, Clip, are y'all surprised he brought in my boy Nick Foles?
No. Right. No.
Frank Reich is going off of chemistry.
Right.
Is it right? I don't know.
Now, here's the question. Here's my question that I want to round that out with, right? Is what do you think compared to those two seasons, Carson Wentz's last, Phillip Rivers' last, where do you think Matt Ryan falls on that list?
Oh.
We don't know yet because this is
I don't know.
Here in Indy.
No, I agree. It's his first. It's hard to play, but gauge. But do you think that
he plays better than Phillip and Carson did in their 1 year?
Do you think that Matt Ryan, Mr. Blow a Super Bowl by 28, is gonna come into Indiana and show out any better than either of the two?
I think than Carson Wentz he will.
So what's that 10? That's what 10-7 is what you saying?
No, I think they'll go probably 9-8 again. But I think it'll be
better stat line.
I think it'll be enough to make the playoffs, though. I think with Tennessee, because they lost AJ Brown, Derrick Henry's just now about to be coming back, so we'll see how he fares. Yeah, I mean, they drafted a wide receiver in Tennessee, but I think the AFC, what is that, the AFC East? No, that's the AFC South, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't know
It's AFC East.
East.
That's AFC East, I think.
I think that sounds more.
No, that's the Patriots is the East, so I think it is the AFC South when I said that. Let me see. Yeah, AFC South.
I knew. Okay. Yeah, you are right. One of them is. I always ask why they're in there.
It's weird you consider Indy, and it's like, right. But anyway, whatever. AFC South. Yeah, AFC South, y'all. Just to recap it: is Jaguars, Texans, Colts, Titans.
I knew it was Jaguars and the.
That's
Dolphins.
For the taking, Matt Ryan. That's for the taking, Matt Ryan.
Jaguars, Dolphins. Who else?
No. Jaguars, Texans, Titans, Colts.
Oh, I'm tripping.
That's for the taking. AFC South. That's for the taking for Matt Ryan.
Let me get my lights. I'm a little dark in here.
No, you
all
good?
Right.
Yeah, I mean that division is wide open.
Mm-hmm. So I think if he can stay healthy, I think he can have a nice. I think he'll basically have like a Phillip Rivers kind of year where he probably gets the team to the playoffs, doesn't have a bad year, not an MVP year, of course, but not a bad year.
But you gotta think about it. What they usually get, like two games apiece with each player or each team in your division.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's still gonna be some NFC teams sprinkled in there as well.
I got a dark horse for y'all.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw my hit the showers MVP. I'm going with Marcus. Nah, what's my boy just left the Raiders?
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota. I think Marcus Mariota is my MVP this year for as far as not the NFL MVP, but my MVP. He's gonna make a lot of noise. He's gonna make a lot of noise. He's gonna turn a lot of heads. And,
so like
and
your
all
comeback
that.
player, your comeback player of the year, Pops. Is that what you're kind of saying?
100%.
Okay.
And I think that move when they took Brian Edwards.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think that was Mariota's decision because it's somebody he probably practiced with every day in practice.
That's a good point.
He saw his potential, and that's where he wanted to be. And you know what? Apparently, Mariota must have been a good leader because 3 other Raiders followed.
Mm.
He got Nick Wachowski and what was that other? I believe he got Nick Wachowski and a couple others. I believe.
I heard they like Mariota in the locker room now.
I think Mariota was a leader. He is a leader, and I truly feel like, honestly, in my mind, I think he was better than Derek Carr. But the thing is, I don't think he got a proper shake,
right? Because
of the fact that he played behind Derek Carr,
right?
Now we can look at his beginning of the year when he came into the league. The system might not have fit him, but John Gruden taught him a little bit.
He didn't do bad. He didn't do bad in Tennessee.
He didn't do bad when he came in the game.
That's what I mean. He didn't do bad in Tennessee. Like, everybody seems to forget that. Like, Marcus Mariota was awful. He was not bad in Tennessee before he got hurt.
He just did not click with the new coaching staff.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can definitely see that. And I think that Brian Edwards pickup was definitely...
It's a Mariota move.
I didn't think about that.
Let me tell you something. If I was a quarterback for a team for 3 years... And the guy I practiced with every off season and all season, and I threw the ball to him all the time. And I'm getting a chance to start on a fresh slate, and you're not giving this dude the potential that he deserves. Man, if I could steal a gem, I'm gonna take a diamond.
Right.
So,
and that's what he was.
Somebody he knows who's fast, big, and catch the contested catch. I would take him in a heartbeat.
Right.
So you know what? I think Atlanta asked him who he wanted. And they said the Raiders ain't treating the man right, trade for him.
Right. Let me pump my brakes. I don't want to say that's what he was. That's what he's turning, or he has the potential to be. He still may be cold at the moment, but...
He wasn't playing bad. That's what I don't understand.
No. I just don't think that the Raiders gave him a real shot to be the one.
That's right. Yeah, they didn't give it. They looked at Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller and what's your boy, the Speedy Gonzalez in the car?
Henry. Henry Ruggs.
That's
what I'm saying. As soon as he left, it was like they forgot who else they had.
Right. But he saved them in a lot of games, and I keep trying to explain this to people. He's not bad. Now he got Ridley over there, and he got Brian Edwards. He got 2 good receivers. I think Mariota is going to shock a lot of people.
And he's got Kyle Pitts.
And Drake London out of Notre Dame. Man, Mariota has weapons.
Right. And the thing is, people don't believe in him.
They still got Cordero Patterson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got weapons, man.
I don't know if he's on the team at the time or not. But it's gonna be a shocker. Watch. I'm telling you, Mariota gonna shake some stuff up. People don't slip on him.
I'm not against that. Let me write that down. I
called Cincinnati out last year. I called Cincinnati to be a team last year, and they came out pretty good.
So, Cliff, what Pops is labeling that for Mariota, I clarified, as like comeback player of the year.
Right. I knew he didn't mean MVP.
Yeah. But I just wanted to figure out a good way to label it based off what he was saying. So but that makes sense. I mean, it could definitely happen, Pops.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. Mariota was good.
Mm-hmm.
He studied under Gruden. Gruden is good at building you up. He's just not good at coaching you up.
Man.
Right. That's a good way to
He's not a coach, but he was good at teaching you how to be he's a coordinator. He's not a head coach.
Like that what's that quarterback thing he was doing before the drafts every year?
Right.
The quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Or he had two of them. He had the quarterback whisperer and he had the coach's table or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got to think, he had 3 years of study under Gruden. Follow Derek Carr. He had a decent career when he first came in the league.
He was good at Oregon.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is, now I'm saying he's finally getting a chance. He's going to a team that's really giving him a shot who wanted him. And everybody know what you can do when you want it.
You know what, though? I said this on a previous podcast. You wasn't on, Pops. The biggest danger to Mariota's career is the fact that you could tell whenever he got in on the Raiders, he was like running the ball like he had to prove himself. Like, taking hits, lowering his shoulder, doing shit like that. I hope he loses that attitude coming into Atlanta, because with Desmond Ridder behind you out of Cincinnati, I'm telling you, all that boy needs is a couple games and people are going to fall in love with him.
I think that Mariota's going to be fine. I think he can come to a team that wanted him.
Right.
And they're giving him the green light. They must be asking him questions. That's why they got Brian Edwards.
That never crossed my mind. That never crossed my mind that Marcus Mariota would have asked for him. That makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if I was a quarterback and I've been practicing with some guy that you totally disrespecting and you don't care about him, I'm gonna ask for him.
It never crossed my mind, and that makes.
And you know what? They had an interview with Darren Waller the other day, and Darren Waller said that Brian Edwards is one of the top receivers, was on the team, and he just needed to hit the shine.
Right
now, he's gonna get a chance to shine. The boy big, 6'3". Come on now, 6'3", 220, run fast.
Right.
We gonna see what he got now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I said with Cincinnati last year. I told y'all Cincinnati, but I did put Cleveland above them.
You did.
But now I'm saying, watch out for Atlanta. They're gonna be the sneaker team. Ain't nobody paying attention to them. They're gonna slowly creep up in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well could. They very well could.
And Malcolm, I can't talk about your boys this year. You got me kind of shaky.
Nah,
we were just talking about that. They on the way up. They on the way up, man.
Now, I give you credit where credit is due.
Right.
I think Philly is doing good. Mike ain't on here. White Mike, you hear what I'm saying? Your team sucks. They on their way back down. They had their shot, and they shot their wide, and she didn't get pregnant. You got nothing coming. He didn't get pregnant. Party's over.
You think it's over? I don't think it's over for the Bills.
Man, I think everybody got the Bills number now.
They might. That could be.
I don't think you can with a guy like Josh Allen.
But you know what? That's the thing. Everybody know what Josh Allen's about. They say NFL not for long. He came in. He showed you what he's about. What happened to Phillip Rivers? Like you said, in San Diego, we knew what you did. You didn't go nowhere.
Phillip Rivers and Josh Allen are two different beasts, though. Josh Allen will punish you with his arm or his legs.
But the thing is, everybody didn't know he could do that in the beginning.
You don't think?
No, not in the beginning. They didn't know how strong that boy was in the NFL.
No, they didn't know how strong he was, but I think they still knew he'll take off on you if you let him.
But they knew he would take off, but they thought that, this rookie, he ain't that stupid. Mm-hmm. But then they realized, he is that stupid. Now they realize, okay.
He ain't stupid at all. He just knows something. Listen.
Yeah, so now they looking at him like, okay, this nigga runs, so let's hit him.
Right.
So you got to be on him now. It ain't the same.
Man, he's stiff-arming defensive ends. I don't think it's as easy to hit him as...
I don't think it's that easy, but the thing is, we know how you throw now, so they got you now. and they know you will run. So it's not going to be as easy, is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna say. I'll put it like this. You know when you catch people is when they don't know you catch them by surprise.
Right.
Well, he can't surprise you no more.
I see what you're saying, but
what I'm saying is,
by that logic, how did Lamar Jackson fare so well for so long?
See, that's the thing about Lamar Jackson. He surprised people. He did great. He did fantastic. But now, guess what? It's harder for him now.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying about Buffalo. It's harder for you now. And you know what? Also, NFL teams, we could take about Josh Allen. We could look at the defense. We know your defense is what your defense is made of now. So now we had enough film on you. We know how to attack your defense in a different way when we didn't know in the beginning.
Right.
We always thought y'all was powder puffs, but for some odd reason, y'all got a little stronger. So now we play y'all different. So I don't think Buffalo is going to be as strong as they have been. But you know what? I think Buffalo's only good now because New England is not as strong as they used to be. And I think Mac Jones got to play harder now because he lost his offensive coordinator. And they already talking about it. When I've been reading many times, they said that they don't know what kind of offense they're going to have anymore.
Who, New England?
Yep. They said they don't know what kind of offense they're going to have anymore because you lost your offensive coordinator for the last few years. And I made that comment before, and I remember Mike talking about me. Oh, no, the coordinators know. Okay. Well, they talking about it now that the offense is struggling because they don't know what offense they're going to have.
And Belichick ain't the coach to pull that out without having a good OC.
Mm-hmm. See, what Mike failed to realize is not only did McDaniel leave, he took a lot of offensive coaches with him.
Right.
So now you pretty much have to start from the bottom again. You got to figure out what you're going to do next.
Right.
It's different if you got rid of McDaniel and you kept the rest of the offensive coaches, but he took a lot of offensive players and coaches with him.
My whole thing is you didn't see that coming, though.
I seen it coming, but
as Gruden or not Gruden, as Belichick, you knew they was interviewing Josh McDaniels.
I think they knew. I think you know what? There's a different story. You got to look at the logically here. Okay, they know we know he's taking care of Josh McDaniels. Okay, you taking him, but we don't know that Josh McDaniels is taking a lot of stuff with him. A lot of people left with him. A lot of personnel left with him.
All right.
So it's different if one person walking out the door.
But I'm saying even still, right? Because you could have had at least replaced your offensive coordinator position by now because you knew Josh Daniels was interviewing.
Right, but see what I'm saying? He could have brought in a new offensive coordinator, but the offensive coordinator that he brought in, the offense just ain't meshing. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. Okay, look like this. Gruden was a good head coach. He's not even a head coach. He was good at coaching. He was good at teaching. But as far as calling the plays, he sucked.
Right.
Okay, so what happens, what I'm trying to say is McDaniels got the interview. McDaniels left. He took some offensive coaches with him, offensive tight ends coach and offensive he took a bunch of people with him.
Right.
Now you go out and hire Gruden, and then now it's time we started putting this together. And you thought you hired somebody good all of a sudden, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, he's a good offensive coordinator, but I don't like the way he's talking. I don't think this is going to fit with our system. And the players are confused, so that's why they had that article come out and saying New England's offense is they look kind of unidentity. They don't have no identity. So that's what I'm trying to say. They may have lost McDaniels. You try to replace him, but the guy you replace him with may not have been the right choice.
Well, that's always a flip of a coin at the end of the day.
Correct.
But the issue with that is this is Belichick's last shot to essentially shit on Brady.
Yeah.
This is your last shot to shit on Brady because you didn't successfully do it the first year. We know they won that chip. Right. Second year, you made up for yourself from last year, but you still didn't make no noise. Now this year, this is your last shot.
Right.
Brady out of here after this year. I don't care what nobody said.
At. Now we really gonna see. Remember, we all said the same thing. We wasn't feeling Mac Jones.
I did say that.
Okay,
Pro
but what I'm trying to
day
say is
meeting,
this.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm trying to say this. If the offensive coordinator called the plays that made Mac Jones look good,
Right.
this new offensive coordinator might not call them plays.
Right.
He might want to go downfield. He might want to throw a little more slants. He might want to go a little deeper. So now Mac Jones has to step up and not be coddled anymore.
I definitely agree with that, but at the end of the day, you're an offensive coordinator, right? You know what team you're being hired on to.
Exactly.
It's not your job to revamp the team. It's your job to fall in line with what they have going on. Patriots have always been a short down, dink and dime, get yards after catch team. You can't come in there thinking you're going to start sending men downfield for Mac, and that's not how the team has ever been. So that's why it sounds weird to me that you can lean all the way to we lost our identity. Well, how?
Yeah.
You almost you're right then, because it's like you made the wrong decision if you feel like you lost your identity. And we know the Patriots. That's not a hard team to fall into. We know what you do. If you're a true offensive coordinator, it should not be hard for you to adjust your playbook to their play style.
That's true.
I wouldn't even have taken a job, right? If I'm it's almost how you said before. If I'm a running quarterback, why would I want to go to a passing team? So if I'm this kind of offensive coordinator, I'm not going to a Patriots interview because they want little yards. I go for big chunks. It's not going to fit.
That's true.
So I don't know.
I'm just wondering, like the Hugh Jackson thing. Hugh Jackson is one hell of an offensive coordinator, but he sucks as a head coach. So that's what I'm saying is sometimes we some offensive coordinators will take the position because they know when playing for the Patriots, I think I'm good. But you got to remember, a lot of the offensive coordinators are based upon the head coach, and the head coach is on top of the offensive coordinators. So I'm just looking at it that way. I mean, if you look at an offensive coordinator, you think he's great. Just like I'm still skeptical about Eric Bieniemy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody talked about how great coach he was. Now, he was a decent quarterback, but now they say he wasn't even a great quarterback, but he was a decent quarterback. But now they're saying he's a great offensive coordinator. But is he really a great offensive coordinator, or is it Mahomes? You feel what I'm saying?
No, I definitely.
I mean, Mahomes throws sidearms. He throws some spectacular circus passes, and he keeps that Kansas City offense moving.
But it'll also get you turnovers too, and that was very clear
He does.
The first half of last
year. But what I'm saying is, Mahomes is winning a lot of them games because of his acrobatical passes, his athleticism. And then you look at Eric Bieniemy and you say, okay, Eric Bieniemy is an excellent offensive coordinator. Is he really the best offensive coordinator, or is it? Here we go. Is Phil Jackson a great coach, or is it the fact that he coached Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant?
I know what you're saying.
Is it really the coach, or is it the player that got you where your name is? Just like we saying, okay, here we go. You say Bill Belichick, he poo-pooed. Okay, he poo-pooed. Why? Because he had Tom Brady for all those years, which made him an even better coach because that's who you was coaching. Tom Brady showed you when he walked away from Bill Belichick that it wasn't Bill Belichick, it was Tom Brady. So would Bill Belichick have all those rings if it wasn't for Tom Brady? Is what I'm saying.
I think that was. I honestly, I'm still one of those people that think that was equal. Tom Brady was not Tom Brady before he got to New England. Period. He was not Tom Brady in Michigan. He wasn't even Tom Brady in New England for 2 years? Third year was when he really started picking it up.
I'm not sure.
Well, I thought he came for Drew Bledsoe though. That's how he got.
When he came in, he started kicking butt. So I don't know.
He came in hot from the jump though. As soon as he took over for Bledsoe, that was
right. But he didn't come in immediately.
No, not immediately. But I mean, it was during. I don't know what year he was in the league when that happened. To answer your question,
only his second year. But when he came in on fire, and Bledsoe had to go.
I thought it was his third, but I mean, I could be wrong. I said 2-3. But and at the same time, I mean, I know he didn't start out the gate, but
oh, Cliff, week 2. So it says Drew Bledsoe. Okay, Bledsoe, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so week 2 of 2001 season, Brady took over the starting job. Week 2, 2001 season.
Was that his rookie season?
Let me see.
I think it's sophomore.
Okay, so Tom Brady came into the NFL in 2000 in the 6th round.
So yeah, you're right, Pop. That was his sophomore year.
Not bad for a sophomore in week 2 to become what he became, and to mention from the 6th round.
Yeah,
right, because we seen how you did in Michigan.
He was all right in Michigan. He beat Drew Brees at Michigan when he was at Purdue
and State.
We ain't trying to hear that.
I mean, but it's facts. Whether you want to hear it, I'm just saying it's the facts are facts.
No, we ain't trying to hear that.
Can't dispute the facts.
Did he beat Ohio State?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that was that dude Aaron Hart or whatever his name was. That running back, number 20. Yeah, I don't feel like that was Tom Brady at all, man.
Hey, Michael Hart.
Whatever his name was.
Don't disrespect us. Tom Brady was 1-1 against the Buckeyes.
1-1, you didn't get it done, motherfucker.
Got it done once. You lost once. That's 500.
And then he bragged because he beat Justin Fields last year.
Uh-huh.
He did too, didn't he? Quoting Chief Keef songs and shit. No, he put the Chief Keef song behind his post. Yeah, that made me like him. That made me like him a little more.
It's low-key funny.
I do like Tom Brady. I'm not going to lie, but he wasn't shit in Michigan.
Tom Brady was always the man.
He wasn't. Look at him.
He just didn't look like the man.
Did you see him when Elon Musk so-called bought Twitter? He said, "Now can you delete my draft day photo that everybody be talking about?"
I didn't see
that draft day photo. Look up Tom Brady's draft day photo and see if you would hire him to be a quarterback or a motherfucking accountant in the back.
Well, that's why they say the old quote we always all heard growing up: "Don't judge a book by its cover." And he's definitely.
I hear you.
If that quote was in the dictionary, Tom Brady's rookie picture, that draft day picture, would be right there.
Man, listen, that nigga look funny as hell.
Oh shit!
He looked like a. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I was about to say something crazy because he in there with his drawers, just standing there. He looked like yeah, he looked like a victim. I'll just say that. He looked like the police was taking his picture to take a record of the events that took place. Moving on, let's go to the next best quarterback we got in the league currently. Let's go with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
What's up with Aaron?
So, Randall Cobb, Green Bay Packers wide receiver, says that the North Dakota State rookie Christian Watson is the total package.
Oh, man.
Now, my question then becomes with Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, and if he's telling the truth about this young dude, Christian Watson, is that enough, do you think, for Aaron Rodgers to, really cook? Because the whole question last year was he didn't have nobody but Devontae. Now, at least it seems you have options.
Right.
Do you think he really cooks like we see the Aaron Rodgers of 2010 again? Or do you think those days are over?
No, Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers and doing Aaron Rodgers things. That's from a personal standpoint. Now, if you're talking about a team aspect, that's a whole different discussion as far as the Packers go. But I think Aaron Rodgers will be Aaron Rodgers. He'll be up for the MVP discussion, I'm sure. I'm sure he will.
I agree. I think that division that they're in, he ain't really got a lot of competition to battle with.
Right.
So I think he will stand out, and I think he'll get the receivers that have enough time to gel with him. I think that he will do well, considering he only had Devontae Adams.
Right.
Well, yeah, a little more than Vontae Adams, but yeah, I
But
think
that's really it. That's it. They had 3 men on him at one point.
Yeah, I think that but I think Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. He reads the defense. He's a smart man.
Right.
He got a nice throw. He got a nice ball. I think they'll be pretty good. I don't think they don't got nobody to battle with anyway.
Right. Now that's the thing. That's what I guess what I'm not thinking about. Do you know of Christian Watson at all?
No.
Man, he a dog. He is a dog. I saw his North Dakota State highlights. I want to say he played last year with Lance, but I might be wrong. I think he came out his sophomore season. Because when I first watched his highlights this year, I knew his face. You know what I mean? Like I had seen him before. So I want to say that was the season Lance was playing prior. But he might have been a freshman. I can't remember.
Okay.
He is a dog, though. I don't know if I would quite say total package. But let's be honest, Randall Cobb will also know more than I, you know?
Yes, yeah.
So I kind of got to take his word for it. And if I'm taking his word for it, Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, and a guy like that you vouching for, that could be dangerous with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, as I said, I think they'll be pretty good. It's not up to them, though. It's up to their defense.
You think it's enough to win the NFC?
Depending on the defense. I'm about to give it to the defense.
You are correct. And I think Malk was kind of edging to that point when he said depends on how the team is originally.
If the defense is banging and they keep you in the game, Aaron Rodgers will win.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
If the defense is playing good, that's why I hate to say it, but I'm going back to my Raiders. I want to make sure that defense looks good. The Raiders they're gonna be hard to beat.
But the Raiders, for some reason, they only focus on the D line for some reason, and I don't get that.
So far,
like it's been 2-3 years in a row. It's just D linemen you're just swapping out,
right?
And I don't know. Maybe they think they got young talent because that 21 draft class for the Raiders was pretty DB heavy with Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Moehrig, Divine Diablo, all them, and they moved him to the linebacker position. So maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they expect the young bucks to develop a little bit more. But we'll move on. We got 2 more NFL topics. One, Joe Burrow weighs in on Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield. He says when you have a guy like Deshaun, of course Watson, you have to take a chance on that because he's such a great player. But Baker is a really good player. He'll land on his feet. So when I read that, right, I kind of got vibes like... not like Baker's throwing shade, of course.
You mean Burrow?
Right. Burrows is throwing shade at Baker is what I was getting at. But I feel like he's saying, essentially, you just don't belong. You know, like I feel like Burrows kind of passed him up, regardless of whether you say you had injury or not. We can rewind it back to the 2020-2021 season when you had your best season. Still don't think you're on that Burrow level, though, bruh.
Yeah.
Now, Deshaun Watson, of course, to your point, Malk, with why Kaepernick hadn't got picked up, because what have we seen you do lately?
Right.
You would be willing to pick up a Deshaun and just be like, Burrows, he's on the back burner. Off of we haven't seen you do anything lately. I felt like that was kind of a seeing to him. Not like he was being disrespectful, because Joe doesn't never really come off as the disrespectful guy. But I feel like he's nice enough that he would mask his insults in a way you won't so much catch him. Because as far as Baker landing on his feet, he only has 2 options right now, and that's the Panthers and the Seahawks.
Right.
And right now the Panthers have Matt Corral. They just got in the draft. They still got Darnold. And I can't think of the backup that they had. It's going to bother me, but I can't think of his name. And then you think of the Seahawks, all they really have right now is Drew Lock and Geno Smith. So if it's out of those 2 teams, I feel like it's hands down Seattle, in my opinion. Seattle can use you a lot more than a team that just drafted a rookie quarterback.
I think Seattle could use him. I think like you said, Carolina still could use him. Honest to God, I think Pittsburgh could have used him too.
I think they're headstrong on Kenny Pickett, who I don't know is gonna be what they expect him to be, in my opinion.
I honestly think Baker is a good quarterback. I think the problem with Baker's problem is he blew his head up too fast. I think Baker come back to reality. You gonna get a good Baker again.
That could definitely be the case.
I think Baker got a little bit too much publicity, too much commercials, too much hype, and all of a sudden the bubble burst.
But you said a good Baker again. Now I'm not just trying to shit on Baker, but what would be again? Like, when was the first time we got a good Baker? Other than, like I said, that 2021 season.
His sophomore season was pretty good. His sophomore season was pretty decent. He was carrying. He fought hard. He fought real hard. I think that's when he feeling good. He was feeling happy about himself. He playing good bad football. I liked him on the sophomore season.
I think it was whatever the season it was before last was the one that impressed me the most.
I mean, that was his sophomore season then, I think.
Is that what that was?
I think it was. I think his first year he came in, he did pretty good. He got to know himself. He was playing pretty good ball.
He did all right, yeah.
Yeah. And then his sophomore season, he came out and made a name for himself. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was it. I think he had another year this last year. That was his 3rd year, and I don't think he played that hot.
Nah.
But his sophomore season is when he made it. That's why everybody thought that they would be Super Bowl contenders.
Right, this year. Right.
Yeah. I think his sophomore season was his best season.
Okay.
And I honestly think that if you'd have got rid of the drama that he was going through and people getting out of his ear, and he stopped feeling himself, he probably would have been a good quarterback again. And I think the next team, whoever gets him, he plays again, I think he'll have a good quarterback.
Depends on where he goes. I feel like he'd be better off in Carolina, but I don't know that happens. I think more realistically, we see him in Seattle.
He'd be good in Seattle.
You think?
Yeah, I
he
think
still got DK.
I think he'd be good in Seattle. I think he gives somebody. I tell you what, I would want Baker as a backup right now.
You said you would want him as a backup?
I wouldn't. I mean, as a starting quarterback, I wouldn't want him as a backup.
You would want him as a starter over a backup? Okay, no, that's what I thought you were saying.
Starting quarterback. I would not want him.
He's Carmelo Anthony now. Do you think Baker Mayfield is in a headspace where he'd be willing to take a backup role?
I think regardless if he takes it or not, I think he's going to be fired up on I think he's going to be behind you. He's going to be pushing. I think that's what I'm saying. As a backup,
I don't disagree. It's possible.
He's your backup, man. He's out there to prove to you that he's supposed to be a starter.
Right.
So you better not make a mistake.
Mark, throw a topic out. I gotta take a piss real quick. I got one more, and then we headed into fight recap.
Let's see here. I seen that Lamar Jackson has not been attending OTAs. Pops, he's been.
He wants some money.
Yeah, he wants that contract. So I guess there's issues in Baltimore. What you think's gonna happen, Pops? Does he resign?
I think they'll pay him, but I think they will pay him, and I think he deserves the money. I really do. I think he deserves the money. But I think he could go about it a little different. I mean, don't hurt the team.
Right.
I mean, that's something I don't like. Don't hurt the team. I mean, as the leader, you can make a lot of noise, but you can't hurt the team. I think, honestly, to me, I guess I'm the kind of guy that would come to practice every day, do the whole 9 yards. And if you ain't giving me, I'm telling you all the time, if you ain't gonna pay me, first game I'm sitting.
Right.
I mean, I'm just gonna tell you like it is. I'll practice. I'll get the team where we need to be to show you how great I am. And then right first game starts, during the preseason, I ain't playing.
Right. Yeah.
But now what you gonna do?
Right.
I think I would sit. I would more so sit for preseason, and you could say, "Hey, this preseason I ain't paying you because you ain't playing anyway." But you don't understand. This is gonna go into the regular season.
Right.
But at least I had the time to gel with my team. To got to know everybody. I learned all the plays. I know what we're doing. All the way up to the point that now that it's preseason, I'm telling you, from this day forward, if you don't put me in a new contract, I'm not playing. And I think that's how you should hit him.
Yeah, because he just was MVP, right? A couple years ago, he won the MVP.
Right. So, I mean, you can't keep playing him short, especially with people like Derek Carr and all them getting all this money. I mean, come on now.
We're talking about Lamar Jackson contract situation and him not going to OTAs right now. And clearly, there's a problem in Baltimore, like you said.
I told you he ain't gonna be there too much longer. I said that.
Yeah.
Where does he go? That's the question. If he's not, where does he fit? Where does he fit?
I mean, at a quarterback spot, I feel like it's only where you would want to play. And with that being said, I feel like you kind of have to, being that important of a piece, you have to wait it out until you see an opening somewhere you would want to go. And it won't happen this year. No. I don't know if it happens next year. You said what?
If Mariota don't turn out like I think he will, he's going to turn out. But I'm saying if he don't turn out, they will snatch him up. That's a Michael Vick. They love Michael Vick.
That would be a nice reunion, but I don't know if you could do that with Ritter, man. I'm telling you, Desmond Ritter's the truth. He's the truth, man. Third winningest quarterback of all time.
Damn.
Collegiately. That's crazy.
Impressive.
Undefeated at home through his whole college career.
Right.
Man, he's a dog, I'm telling you. But you said who?
I was going to say Jadeveon Clowney re-signed a 1 year, $11 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw that.
Did y'all know that they got Chase Winovich too from the Patriots?
No, I didn't know that. Cleveland does?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Deshaun doesn't get suspended too many games and we can see Cleveland do something out the gate. I don't want to see them have to play catch up because it's Cleveland. They'll find a way to fuck it up. But
did y'all hear about Dwayne Haskins? What they uncovered with that in the autopsy?
He was supposedly drunk when the situation happened.
They said alcohol and drugs in his system at time of death.
But let's keep it a buck. I don't. No, I'm not gonna say I put it past him at all, but I'm also not gonna trust motherfuckers. Just why didn't you put that out originally?
Right.
What it took months to.
I think the autopsy wasn't done yet.
So a COVID test can come back in 15 minutes, but you can't figure out if somebody's blood alcohol levels high with a dead body. Come on now.
It's weird with that stuff because they'll let bodies sit for however long until they feel like it, and then they'll, Yeah,
that's why I'm like, God rest the dead. I ain't about to say nothing on that young man.
Right,
but I'm definitely not just going to jump down the on the side of the guy who. Come on, you could have told us that earlier. You think people wasn't thinking it? Why didn't you just tell us earlier? But now you come out with it. I'm not feeling it.
Tyreek Hill hypes his quarterback. Tag Lavia or tag however you say. Tua. Fuck it. That's what I'm gonna say. Tyreek Hill was quoted saying he throws one of the prettiest balls that he's ever caught.
Yeah, it could be, but how many out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question.
Great question.
But the last interesting topic I want to bring up before we move into the fight situation.
Yeah.
NFL.com released their dark horse MVP list and the odds that they are to win it. And I want to go backwards, right? Because this is a very interesting list. 10 was not listed at all. Number 9 was Trey Lance with the 49ers with 60-1 odds.
Trey Lance. Okay.
Yes, quarterback with the 49ers. This is a sophomore year quarterback. But that should let you know where this list is going. 8, they got Justin Jefferson with the Vikings at 125-1 odds. 7, they got Aaron Donald, defensive tackle for the Rams, 150-1 odds. Now, I want to stop on that one because that's odd to me, right? I understand that very rarely do defensive players ever win a MVP, so that's why they say that.
Yeah.
But let's keep it a buck. Aaron Donald was on the list even last year. Now, I know with Matt Ryan or Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp on a squad together, it's going to be hard for a defensive player to win a MVP. But to put him at 150-1 odds just seems weird to me. Like, that's how big you think it is for him to potentially be able to win it?
You're talking about Matt Stafford?
Aaron Donald. 150-1 odds. I feel like that's one. If those are Vegas odds, I would put 100 on that right now. Because give me 1,500 back, right? If anybody has a shot on the list, I feel like he's one of them, defensive player or not. And to have 151 odds, I put 100 down, hoping I win 1,500 at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's nice, but I don't know what his season was in comparison to TJ Watt last season, but you know what I mean?
No, I hear you. He was in the talks last year, though.
Right.
If he was in the talks for the MVP last year, then how this year can you say because he's a defensive player, we'll give him 150-1 odds? That almost seems like a mistake on the odds makers to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I would put $100 down if that was really the case, because why not? Worst case scenario, you lose 100, but that's a good chance that you may be able to get that 15 off of him. But moving on next, shout to the Eagles. They got 6, Jalen Hurts, 40-1.
Yeah.
So you would put Jalen Hurts 40-1, but put Aaron Donald 150-1. That's where I'm like, yeah, y'all are a little off to me.
They'll probably be going off of the position, which I could see. Like, how many times is a defensive lineman about to win MVP?
I agree with that. 1,000% going off of the position.
I don't think that's skill. That's
next.
position.
Listen, here's how you confirm it. Next, they got at number 5, Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Browns. Look at these odds, 25-1.
What?
You ain't winning too much off of that one. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. No.
And I really don't see Deshaun Watson getting that, for the simple fact that whether it's a civil case or not, you know the NFL is going to suspend him some games.
Some kind of punishment.
So 25-1 is weird to me there. Next, here goes your boy. You don't know how to say his name. Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay.
He number 4, quarterback for the Dolphins at 71-1 odds. I honestly don't think that's a bad bet either. With the weapons that he has now, I'm not saying that he is or has ever shown me to be capable of winning the MVP, but we've seen stranger things happen.
Right.
So that one's interesting. Number 3, Derrick Henry, running back for the Titans, 50-1 odds. Number 2, quarterback for the Colts, Matt Ryan, 60-1 odds. Now here's where it gets interesting. number 1. I wish I could give a drum roll.
Derek
Derek Carr, quarterback for the Raiders at 30-1 odds.
You know what? That's possible.
That's very possible this year.
I think it is possible with the weapons that he has.
How many yards? How many yards was he already thrown for before?
He almost had 5,000. Like I think he was at 46 or 47 last year.
He's always on a 45, 46 plateau.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So,
my
now
whole
he got
thing
some
about
tools.
that is, so you put Deshaun Watson at 25-1 over Derek Carr, essentially.
Yeah.
With 25-1 odds. But then put Derek Carr at number 1 with the dark horse MVP. Meanwhile, Aaron Donald is a 7.
Remember, it's position.
I don't care. That's just weird to me. That whole shit's weird to me. The odds are weird.
Well, you're probably looking at it off of just skill, though, which is why you're saying the odds are weird. But again, if you look at it by position and the most impact based off of position, they're gonna always. I don't know why
beyond position. When have you ever heard Derek Carr's name in the running for MVP?
You have
2016.
I mean, I have heard it before, but
2016.
when has he been in the top 3 of that?
2016.
He was in the top 3.
He was the number 1. He was rated. They was going to get. They was headed there until he got his ankle twisted.
I remember that season. I do remember that. That was when Marshawn Lynch was on the team.
Yeah, we went all the way, and then he got hurt the final game. Started crying and lost everything.
I remember that season. I don't think that I thought that he was ever it. So that may be
They were
why
just talking about it every week. They named him every week though, and we talking about him every week.
And when did Derek Carr ever have a wide receiver like Devontae Adams? He's never had somebody as good or as great as Devontae Adams.
I agree with you there.
He had it when he had. I'm gonna say he had it when he had Crabtree and Cooper.
Nah, I know what you're saying. Maybe both of them.
When he had both of them.
But I'm saying, like, you can't. Neither one of them was on a Devontae Adams.
They
level.
on his level, but they was good receivers.
Right.
You had to give it to him.
They actually said that on ESPN. They said that shit verbatim. That was the last time that he had receivers on that caliber. I don't agree that caliber, but I understand.
But now
what you're
Renfro.
saying.
You talking about Renfro and Devontae Adams? That's a nice little crew. And then Robinson and them guy, Cooks and them guy. We got some good
I still
receivers.
think that Renfro's a 3. He's a 3 receiver. He can't be a 2. He can't be the guy lined up opposite of Devontae Adams expected to take pressure off of him. Renfro's not that guy. Renfro's the guy that curls out after everybody else runs their routes and breaks open.
Waller's a distraction. Waller's going to be a problem.
But you still need a 2 wide receiver. You need somebody on the other side split outside with Devontae.
Not always. I mean, Tom
Not
Brady.
always, but that preferably you would want that. That's what I thought Brian Edwards was, but they traded him.
Oh, but they got some nice receivers came in.
I need to see. Right. I need to see.
Robinson, you know, took your boy from Miami. He was nice, and the one from Robinson from Kansas City, and your boy from New England. They should be all right.
All I'm saying is, if any of my showerheads are out there trying to bet and come up with money, I'm leaning on that Aaron Donald 150-1. That just, even if you put $10 on that, I would put something on that because the odds just are so ridiculous. The only reason why I don't talk on the Justin Jefferson like that with the 125-1 is because his stats are contingent on what's his name?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. And that Kirk Cousins is wishy-washy in my opinion.
He's like a Derek Carr though too, in a sense, right? I guess he's a guy that throws between 4,000 to 5,000 yards, but he's just not.
Yeah, I could put that. Yeah, I could put them in the same bucket.
He just doesn't grab your eye. He don't grab my attention. He don't grab my eye, but he does throw between 4,000 to 5,000.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I'm just saying I think Justin Jefferson may be better than Kirk Cousins can get it to him every time. So I wouldn't go with him with the 125 to 1. I would go with Donald first. But other than that, I would honestly go. I would put a couple on that Tua joint. 75 to 1.
Well, you know what though? Looking at Cousins' stats real quick though, last season he was 66.3 completion percentage, 4,221 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, QB rating 103.1.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad. He just don't. I don't know what it is about him. He just doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I lean to give some of that credit to Jefferson. Because Jefferson to go get that bitch. You can throw it in his area and Jefferson's going to get it.
But even then, Cliff, his stats the year before were very comparable.
I'm not sold, and you can't sell me. I ain't buying.
Hey.
I'm not buying Kirk Cousins. I'm just not buying it. I don't care. He may be all right. He ain't enough.
He's not. No, I definitely agree.
But we'll move on. To the boxing. First and foremost, R.I.P. to the great trainer and father of his name, Gary Russell Sr., of the Gary Russell Boys. He died, I think it was this past Tuesday or Wednesday. That's tough. God bless the Russell Boys. They still fight, and I know they dad was, actively in their corner when he could be and all that, so I hope they can still continue, out their journey without him. Boxing's a tough sport, and to lose your corner man and your dad, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. So God bless him. Definitely congrats to Floyd Mayweather. He got the exhibition win over undefeated Don Moore. He was 18-0 with 12 knockouts before the exhibition. I don't quite get that though, right? Because if you're fighting a professional fighter, I guess Floyd may have asked for it to be an exhibition. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're both fighters. Right. Why couldn't y'all just made it a 8-round, 3-minute round fight?
Yeah.
Instead of a 8-round, 2-minute round exhibition. I don't know, but regardless, he probably didn't want to. It doesn't matter. Everybody always says that, right? He probably didn't want to mess his record up. Nobody's beating him. Nobody's beating Floyd Mayweather. Even right now, at the age of 44, about to be 45, I guarantee you he can hop back in there and the real shit. Yeah. No one's beating him.
Yeah.
No one's beating him right now. And watching that exhibition or whatever you want to call it proved it to me. I understand Don Moore wasn't the best, but he was talking to the commentators through the fight. The commentators were calling him the fourth commentator because he would be fighting and the commentators would say something and he would stop and respond like, yeah, I do this, and throw his jab. It was like he was in such a zone. At one point, he grabbed the card from the ring card girl and walked the card around the ring while he was supposed to be rested in his corner.
Damn.
I didn't see it.
He looked good, man. He looked good. I'm not going to lie. He looked great. I feel like he was doing a lot of showboating, but at the end of the day, it's an exhibition. That's what it's for, I guess. But he looked good. that was what that was. It brought you back like to when he really did fight. Like everything was just so sharp. But that took place last weekend, May 21st. Other than that, I do want to, because we missed last week, congratulations to Jamel Charlo. He won the Undisputed at 154. He got the win over Brian Castano. He's now 35, 1-1, 19 KOs. He has all of the belts, even the Ring Magazine belt. So definitely congratulations to him. That was fight took place 2 weeks ago on May 14th. Congrats to Jerron Boots Ennis. He's now 29, 0-1 with 27 KOs. He got a second round KO over undefeated fighter Castillo Clayton. He's now 19, 1-1 with 12 KOs. They said during the fight, Pops, they said we have our analysts searching for a round that Jerron Boots Ennis has lost. He's 29-0, and they say he has never even lost a round in his career.
Nice.
Man, he the future. And Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and all them staying away from him, and they should, because he doesn't have nothing to offer at the moment.
Right.
There's no point in fighting somebody that dangerous, and what do you have? At least get a belt.
Right.
I'm not about to fight you for nothing. Get a belt. Teddy Atlas said on his podcast, he said Boots is the best welterweight since Tommy Hearns, and I think so. He called out Errol Spence after he got that knockout, but he ain't gonna get that fight. Errol Spence is gonna try to get undisputed against Terrence Crawford, and he's moving up to 154. He's not gonna stay around to fight that boy.
That makes sense.
He's just that great. Anybody out there that is interested, look Jerron Boots in this up. He's about to be the future. Congrats to both of the Vargas boys, Fernando Vargas' sons. They both fought May 14th. Both got first round KOs. Fernando Vargas Jr. is now 6-0 with 1 KO. Common sparring partner Tank Davis. He's not his regular sparring partner, but he's been in there with him on YouTube. And then Fernando Vargas' youngest son, Emilio Vargas, that was his pro debut. So he 1-0 with 1 KO in the first round currently.
Okay.
Last shout out to David Benavidez. Congrats. Just past weekend, May 21st, he got the third round KO over David Lemieux. Lemieux ain't had no business being in there with him. At the end of the day, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance in hell. They paid him to be a heavy bag, is what that was. And Lemieux isn't a bad fighter. I don't want to send him like he's a bad fighter. He just didn't have any business being in there with David Benavidez. And then tonight, as everyone knows, it is Gervonta Tank Davis. Who is 26-0, 24 knockouts, fighting Rolando Rolly Romero, 14-0 with 12 knockouts. That's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be fireworks.
Yes.
That's definitely gonna be fireworks. I'm going with Tank on that. I think that Tank does get the KO, but if he does get it, it's gonna be in deep water. I say like the 8th round.
Huh.
He might be able to get it early, but I'm going 6 to the 8th. Let's cut it down the middle. Let's say 7th round.
I don't know on that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a battle, baby.
Yeah, that's gonna be a war.
I don't know who wants it the most. That's why I can't make a call.
Right. And Rolly has been asking for the fight for about 3-4 years now. I'm not gonna stun him. I still don't think he's ready, in my opinion, and I don't think power is enough.
I don't know. It's gonna be a good one.
Am I gonna retract my prediction? Rolly is too flat-footed. He has no footwork. Well, compared to Tank is what I'm saying. Can Tank get him out of there? And
I don't know.
I'm going
man.
5th round KO.
Mm.
I'm going Tank 5th round KO.
Just like that.
I gotta retract my statement. Now for my shower heads that's betting on the fight. I'm not gonna say don't bet with me.
I gonna say no.
I'll probably take the over. It'll probably be 6-7, but I'm going 5 because I'm not putting money on it. So I'm going Tank 5th rounder.
It's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm. I'm finna go watch it after this podcast.
I won't watch. I'll be drunk though, probably.
See, I ain't really started too much other than a couple of them.
Hey, you see me laying down? I already started.
Already out.
Oh,
laying
shit.
down.
Does anybody have anything to take us out?
Man, you didn't talk about that Davis Romero fight.
Yeah,
That's what we were just talking
what
about.
we just talking about.
That's what I was saying. I think it's gonna be Tank
Yeah,
5th round KO. But I was saying if I was betting, I would probably go with the over the end of the 6th, 7th round.
Yeah, I think Davis is going. Okay.
Yeah,
Romero-
He's just happy we just happy Cliff we bragged on Philly this week.
right. What are you listening?
Man, it's been a long week.
Mm-hmm.
But Romero said Davis is nothing without Mayweather.
But if you notice, and I know you watched the press conference.
Uh-huh.
He just says shit to be saying shit. He's
Yeah,
one of
he
those
does.
people that just says shit to try to get you frustrated.
You get a reaction out of
Right. And I mean, I think he has been getting a reaction out of Tank somewhat. Like, I don't
it.
think Tank's. Yeah, like, I think he's just like. And people are actually liking him too. And I think that's what's getting under Tank's skin. Like, you really liking this? Like, this buffoonery? But if Rolly has anything, he has power.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what it sounded like.
And he was a what's it called? Not saying it matters, but he was a judo champion, like national judo champion or something like that. And all I'm saying is if you can do that, you know what the discipline it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like you've already been great at something that takes a whole lot of discipline. If you apply the discipline and learn, I can see you being great at this as well. But them stiff slips he be doing, if Tank catches him even leaning back off of one of them stiff little head, man, it's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. I don't think he's thinking about it. And his footwork ain't good enough to stay away from him.
Right.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a battle.
Man.
Everybody talking about it.
Yeah, I'm interested in this fight. I'm definitely interested in this fight.
Tank can't go in there thinking I'm gonna run through him like hands down type shit. You better respect him. Beat him up, but respect him while you do it.
Right.
Because he does have power. I will give him that, but I don't see him getting this win. And I hope we get Devin Haney next. Devin Haney, Tank Davis. But I don't got nothing else. What, you got something out to take us out?
Man, check back in with us next Wednesday for the NBA. Hit the showers.
Definitely.
Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, troll, whatever you do.
You know?
But shit. Ready for this fight tonight. You know, may the best man win.
May the best man win. We'll catch y'all next time to all my shower heads out there. As always, be good or be good at it.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
I want to jump in the shower and then try to get my head straight. Go watch the game, fight in my neighbor's house if you haven't. Yeah. I'm ready to go on vacation. I'm so ready to put my feet in some soft white sand. Part in the ocean. We all taking care of brother. Yeah, I like it. Yo, dude, man. Yeah, don't tell you no big old bag, but they tell each other they need bags. Big bag. Yeah. I'm taking a little duffel bag, little gym bag, little duffel. All I need is some flippers and some tennis shoes. A few sweatpants and some t-shirts. If I mean something light, it's gonna be hot. I'm wearing something light. Like I'm gonna have 2 pairs of swim trunks. I'm gonna have couple pair of shorts and work out in and run around in. Just some sweatpants and a shirt to go if I was to eat at a restaurant. I ain't trying to look cute. I ain't trying to be sexy. I'm just trying to go have some fun. I'm gonna buy a little cooler and give me some beer so I can sit on the beach. Beers at the beach, baby. Beers at the beach. They ain't got no problem with it as long as you pick up and clean up after yourself. Last year we had bottles and everything. He had to go to the hospital because she drank too much Ciroc. Yep, messed her up. She couldn't pee. I can't. What? Man, you we got you. I got you. We all gonna be together. Christina don't drink. Yeah, Christina don't drink. I drink. Hey, man, you don't even get drunk down there. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this. I don't know what it is about salt water and drink alcohol. It don't get me drunk. Yeah, I just don't. I think it's the heat too, the hot sun baking the fuck out your ass. And you don't drink a lot, because when you get out in the water, that water hits your mouth. You. But I tell you what, you do a lot of shit, and that salt water makes you shit a lot. Oh yeah, yeah. It's fun. It's fun though. It's gonna be so much fucking fun. I don't go too deep. Because I don't like the last time that manager came up and pushed Derek. It was on back on Derek's. It's right on him in his back pocket. And I was like, okay, that thing. I said, man, there's something big swimming up on you. He said, huh? I said, there's something right back on your leg. I'm like, oh shit. I said, yeah. He hauled ass, boy. And all of a sudden I said, what the fuck is that? It's like a hippo in the water. They said, that's a manatee. Oh, they went out deep, them dummies, right after that, too. I said, fuck are you? Fuck are you? I'm knee deep. I can sit down in it. That's cool with me. They was like, you punk. I was like, I'll be a punk. I'll be a punk with all my fingers and toes. You could best believe that. I'm just going there for vacation. I ain't trying to leave no parts. I ain't leaving no body parts. The lifeguard said, we ain't had no shark attack in years. Yep, we haven't had one. And we ain't gonna get one this year either. Yeah. Hey, no, I go by the odds. The odds are somebody gonna get bit. Yeah, where I'm gonna be at, if I'm gonna get bit, it's gonna be all them little bitty ones. Like, he took a chunk out of my arm, motherfucker. but I can replace that. he taking a chunk out of my leg. Oh shit! Fuck that. They be out there too. Do your thing. I'm about to jump in the car. All right, I'll do that. If I don't fall asleep, all right. Later, baby. Bye.